where we will turn off the camera and we'll offer people an opportunity to share secrets if they want to. And then there's another way that we can do this where we actually don't have to verbalize secrets out loud. But we're going to create an opportunity this afternoon for anybody who wants to clear a secret to be able to do it. So we're going to offer it in two ways. The first way is if you want to verbally express it, you'll be able to do that with the camera off. The second way will be that you'll do it as a part of what I'm calling an energetic sharing. Okay, that we'd be able to do that basically where you are silently telling your secret, but you're not actually speaking it out loud. So I want to be really clear. So the questions we're answering now are just, you know, some of these are going to be yes or no, some of these won't be, but it is, I'm not asking you to share what the secret was, okay, or what it is. That's not what we're talking about right now. Okay, so.
Can I just say something?
Yes.
I think that whoever does wind up even acknowledging that they have a secret or they've been asked to hold a secret, I think that we all ought to have an agreement of confidentiality.
Yes, absolutely.
And we don't talk about anything, you know, past anybody else's business on anybody else, and that we hold it in confidence. It's not a secret, it's a confidential material.
Yes.
And people really need that assurance.
Absolutely, and that's why we're offering, you know, that's why I'm offering an energetic sharing. Right.
Anybody,
yes,
people
yes.
have a tendency to spill sometimes, and we have to guard.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So that's and so if you have any doubts at all, you know, and again, you're not required. There's no requirement here for you to do anything. If you would like to do something, you're welcome to do that. Yes, and we would expect everyone here to maintain confidentiality over what is shared.
Let's say a show of hands about that.
It's a sacred state.
Do you agree to keep it confidential?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, so right now we're just going to answer these questions. And yes, I'm going to assume we all have secrets. All right, but we're just going to move into this slowly. Okay, so the first question is, have you ever been asked or told to keep a secret? It's very simple. It's a yes or a no.
Yes.
Okay. So pretty much has anybody not? I just wanted to find out which planet you were on so I could come visit. Really?
Wow.
Wow.
Being asked to keep a secret?
Okay.
Nothing comes to mind.
Okay. Well, good.
Flush it out.
Okay. Have you ever asked someone to keep a secret about you or someone close to you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
That's it.
And how does it feel to be asked to keep a secret? What is that experience like?
It's not so good.
Well, I'm still grappling with secrets versus confidentiality and privacy. I've been asked many times, somebody wants to share something.
Right, and we're not asking you to, we're not asking you to reveal what it was. This is just what was your experience.
A secret. Somebody asking you to keep something confidential, are they asking you to keep a secret? Is that the same thing?
Basically.
When you have therapists here who are, as the gentleman pointed out, he keeps secrets all the time.
A secret, I think, is
But that's a confidentiality.
Right. Yeah, it's
That's
something
not
you want to
a
hide. That's
Yeah.
exactly it. It's a different kind of confidentiality.
And I think that we have to distinguish somebody confiding in a professional capacity rather than a personal, something in your personal life. I think that's
You know, it has to do with the energy involved. It's not.
Is preparing ourselves to move into 5D consciousness. That somewhere between here and there, we're going to shed our secrets. I don't know how it's going to happen for each of us, but we're each going to be faced with some choices, some decisions, because we're not going to be able to take our secrets, the secrets about ourselves or the secrets that we carry for other people, we will not take them into unity consciousness. We're not going to get there. And so whatever you need to do, whatever you have to do to deal with your secrets, whether you go to a professional, and get the help that you need in order to be able to process it. And so whatever you need to do, so I'm not prescribing how you do it. I'm simply reminding all of us that if we want to get to 5D consciousness, and this is a raising consciousness group, right? So everybody here is committed on some level to reaching 5D consciousness, all right? So if you want to get there, right, we've talked about how to get there. So if you would like to get there, at some point you will need to do something about your secrets, or about the secrets you carry for other people. How you do it is not my concern. I'm not here to tell you how to do it. What I'm really trying to surface today in this discussion is, and I started asking questions in a certain way to lead us into a space of, my goal is to help people understand and remember the pain, what it feels like to carry a secret around in you, what it feels like to carry secrets for other people, how it affects you, how it makes your life more difficult, how it limits you in what you can say and do and the people you can associate with. This is really the purpose, is to get us into this space where we really understand that the secrets that we have are not good for us. They're not helping us. And how you choose to let go of them is up to you. But I would suggest that if 5D consciousness is your goal, that you will at some point get to deal with your secrets. And so this is really more about surfacing the emotions, surfacing the pain that might be there as you contemplate the secrets. Yes?
There's an ingredient that is very important so that we don't add to the sheet.
You know, your secrets are also a form of your truth. Okay, and you get to, not everybody has earned the right to hear your secret. Not everybody's earned the right to hear your truth. So yes, there is a certain sense in being discerning with who you would share that with. You know, again, it's, I'm operating under the assumption that we're all adults and we all understand boundaries. And we understand that who we can trust and that we would make choices. And the idea of allowing people to share secrets in a group like this was not done to convince anybody to actually share a secret, but it was done in the sense that for you to have this to think about, who you would share it with. But you know, I'm simply putting this out there because I think it's something that we all need to think about. In my life, I was the secret. I was the only one who didn't know the secret. Okay, and it took me decades to find out the secret, and it was me. Okay, so I understand the power of secrets. I didn't even know who my mother was for sure until I was 50 years old. I only had one conversation with my birth mother my entire life, even though she was in my entire life as my sister. And it lasted 3 minutes on the phone.
Wow.
That was the only mother-son conversation I ever had with her. And I believe that a part of that was because of secrets. Because when my father molested at least 3 of my 4 sisters, he told them that if you ever tell anyone, I will kill you and I will kill your mother. So everybody was invested. 30 years after he died, nobody still wanted to talk about it. They were that afraid. He had had that much impact on them. So when I talk about, you know, secrets, I wanted to know the secret because I was the secret. And I went through much of my life not knowing. I went through a huge part of my life right after my grandmother passed away. I spent a dozen years not even knowing if I had a family. I had 10 brothers and sisters, at least that's what I thought growing up. But after my mother, who turned out to be my grandmother, died, I wasn't sure of anything at that point. I didn't even know if I had a family. And it took me a long time, and the only reason I wanted to find out for sure was because I got married and thought about having my own kids. It was like, okay, I guess my kids should have a family, or at least know that their father has a family, or where he came from. I didn't know, so I had to try to piece it together and figure it out. So to me, secrets have been filled with a lot of negatives. And because I lived in a small town, and probably most of the people in the town knew the secret. They knew, oh, there's the kid. I didn't know. I just was trying to live my life. So when all this stuff, when I caught up to all of it, or all of it caught up to me, it became very significant to me. And, you know, how does anybody even know who they are? And if you don't know, how do you find out? And what kind of impact does that have on you? I realized that when I spent 9 months in my mother's womb, and she was a victim of sexual abuse at the hands of my father. So what nobody tells people like me when we're born or any other time in our life is that we're carrying loads of negative energy, negative chemistry, negative emotions that were stored in our subconscious while we were in the womb. And so part of my goal with the book and with the work that I do is to encourage people, if you know that you have a story like this, if you know that you were unwanted, unwelcomed, unplanned as a child, that you may be carrying things within you that you are not aware of, and that those things are shaping your life, whether you know it or not. But you can take control of your life by finding a professional that you can work with who will actually guide you through the process of discovering who you are and healing the things that need to be healed. And so I actually have a list that I've started of professionals who, when people read my book and come to me and say, hey, I got a situation like yours, I'm going to say, great, here's some people I can refer you to. Who would you like to talk to? Nice. That's not my work. I'm not going to do that. I'm not here I'm more of a counselor, a coach than I'm not a therapist. So, but people need the services of therapists in order to work their way through all of this stuff that floats in with them. And so that's part of my goal, part of my purpose with the book, is to be able to do that, is to point people to other people that can help them understand that you have all this stuff in you and you don't even know it's there. Most of it is just called limiting beliefs, okay? And so there's a lot of things we can do for limiting beliefs, but what it really is for a lot of us is all of these negative emotions that got trapped within us. And we need help to release them. We need help to work through them so we can live the kind of life we'd really like to live, which would be a life where we operate from power and not from fear. We operate from love and not from fear, and be able to really live the kind of life that we really want to once we understand that that's available to us. So let's go back into some questions here. And again, I'm only looking just to help us surface the emotions, to surface how it feels. I'm not looking for you to disclose facts or anything like that. It's just, I believe if we get into the space of feeling what it feels like to have secrets, to carry secrets for other people, to what it feels like to be limited by our secrets, at that point in time, we'll realize that we don't like it very much. And then we'll get help and be able to find a therapist we can work with, find a close friend that maybe we can start sharing the secrets a little bit at a time. To have someone to be able to do this. And so again, it's not about creating angst for people. It's not about creating unnecessary emotion. But if you've got secrets that you're carrying, if you've got secrets within you, you've already got all that emotion in you. The goal of this is just to surface it, so you can find somebody to work with, find somebody to talk to that can help you get through it. And this is for the men too. I know women, we talk about Me Too and a lot of different things, but guys, we got issues too. And we get to work through them just as much as the women do. So I'm so glad there's so many guys here, because we're right in this too. Yes?
I have a question. The feeling which we're going to talk about and that we personally experience from whatever the experience has been, is there a parallel from our personal experience to the collective experience and to the secrets that are being held in the collective? Is the experience in the collective sense the same, or is it different?
Well, individually, when we're dealing in the area of secrets, we're dealing in the area of separation. So if we're being asked to keep a secret or we have a secret, we believe that we're different than other people. So we believe that there's something about us that is separate from them. We can't talk about our secrets. We can't talk about how we feel about our secrets. We've been asked by someone to keep a secret. I grew up in a small town in upstate New York, and 2 years ago, one of my classmates from high school, we had 108 people that I graduated with, and that was a central school that brought in kids from 30 miles away. Okay? One of my classmates' sons died of a drug overdose. This is a little tiny town in upstate New York. If you drive through it and you blink, you'll probably miss the whole town. That's how small it is. The belief of everyone there was that, oh no, this drug thing, never gonna hit us. Never gonna be a problem for us, until it was. Until the reality set in that all the things that these people believed, all of the, their Bibles and their guns and all the stuff that they do, they were searching for answers and they couldn't find any anywhere. Because ultimately, the collective, at least within that town, was conspiring together to create an environment in which it was believed that you kept the secret. You would keep the secret rather than risk being tossed out of the village gates and dying alone outside the village. Now, we don't do that anymore, but we actually do it. We do it with tools like social media. And we do it with other tools. If you watch the rate of suicides, especially of young gay men, of transgender people, the suicide rate is ridiculous. The murder rate is ridiculous, especially for transgender people. So we're not getting where we need to be, and every one of those people has had to spend way too much of their lives keeping a secret about their own sexual identity. And so this is the world we live in. This is the world we're trying to move beyond all of this stuff. So it's not even just the secrets that you might think of, but it's our beliefs, it's our opinions, it's anything that we don't feel safe to voice because somebody's not going to like what we say. Somebody is going to decide that there's something wrong with us. Somebody's not going to be our friend anymore. Anybody ever lost a friend on Facebook because you took a stand on something? Right? And are they your friend? No, they just wanted to be right with you, and if you weren't right with them, then they didn't want to, hang out with you anymore. So it's not just the secrets is a space that everybody can understand. We can understand when Julian Assange came out on WikiLeaks several years ago and started talking about all these government secrets and the different things that were happening. The Iranian general that was killed last week in Iraq. So many different opinions on that. And so what we're really ending up doing is fighting a war of ideas amongst ourselves, but it's causing many of our brothers and sisters to believe that they have to take the very essence of themselves and consider it to be a secret. It's a big deal when someone comes out, okay? Why does it have to be such a big deal? Because they have to live their life like their sexual identity is a secret, when it's just who they are.
I think the shame of our society is the fact that what you're talking about right now is not an open area. So people aren't getting the help. And I think that the fact that people go in certain areas is because, like you said, they're holding secrets there. And once they release them, like I read an article, a transgender child grown up now has many, many regrets. And you think about that sort of like an abortion. If you're not talked to about it, if you don't know you have other options, If you don't know you have help and you just go to have the abortion, later on you're going to have regrets because nobody came to you and said, hey, you know you have options. You know, you're 15, you're like, oh,
Yes.
you know.
I was going to say the flip side of that